Yo. Peace, power, prosperity. You already know what we're here to do. Till the village gang, you already know. Yo. Another one of these early joints. Gotta get it off. You already know. Positive shit. A little bit of negative shit, but it is what it is. You hear me? Everybody's enjoying their night, their morning, whatever time it is, wherever you are. Y'all know it's a love thing when you pull up to the town square. Generals, lovelies. Hope everybody's doing fine. Everybody's doing well. Everybody enjoy their weekend. Some time to relax, kick your feet up. Whatever you needed to do, hope you can find some time to do it. Putting the last finishing touches on this stream right here. We entered the town square. We have the mod of the year already in here as usual. Wow. Shout out to the mod of the year. Super early. Super. Could it be super late? Yeah, I guess so. Could be super late. Depending on what day you want. But yes, you read it correctly. We're talking about Erika Kirk again. EMP ERIKA, allegedly. CIA agent, allegedly. Erika. Everything I'm about to talk about here is allegedly. Okay. Allegedly. I spell allegedly. A-L-L-E, allegedly. Is it another E? A D-E-L-Y? Or D-L-Y? Yeah, D-E-L-Y. Allegedly. That's what it is. I'm keeping you up late. You know the shit, man. You know the shit. Gotta get it when you can get it. But yeah, we better talk about this Erika Kirk madness. You know, ever since we seen the campaign slash memorial slash funeral slash fiasco, something ain't been right. You know, we all felt it, like something just isn't right. And that gut feeling that's telling you this, right? You're not wrong. Don't don't second guess yourself, right? Don't second guess yourself. Don't think you off the marquee, all right? Because you're not the only one. You ain't the only one that felt it. You ain't the one that saw it. You ain't the one that's getting that weird vibe from her specifically. All these things I don't have the facts for them. We just have pieces and pieces and pieces and pieces that we just putting together and speculating. That's why it's called allegedly, right? So this is what we do now. She sound phony and fake. Oh, I got a funny picture. Hold on. Let me find it. I'll pull up the picture while we talk shit. Where is it? Not that one. Where is it? Here we go. Yeah, hit the like button when y'all stumbling in. I'm a little late, but still here. Some people don't deserve internet, bro. I swear. But I think I'm gonna use that one as my next thumbnail. Well, not the next one, because this is gonna be two parts. It's definitely gonna be two parts to this. Let me just get this one out the way. Put this one in the vault. All right, so bear with me. Yeah, I'm definitely using this as my next thumbnail for sure. It's Shabbat Shalom, dog. Yeah, bro. Not everybody deserves internet. Boy, about to jump right into it. Yeah. This is the madness. We'll start off with the EMP stuff, and then we'll venture out a little bit more and spread our wings a little further. But this is about to jump into the EMP bullshit. But let's start with this one first. Oh, you just saw her tattoos, a new ink. We'll start with this one first, then we're going to the EMP one. This video is this not gonna be long. We're not here all night, all morning, whatever the case is. We're not doing that. You can see right down in the bottom, Erika Fransby.
Talking to all of the participants that are here for the conference. Hey guys, I'm Erika, your host today for The Buzz. I'm here with our gorgeous June girl crush, Jessica Alba. Hi, and thank you for watching the Webathon Live here on Wake Up Media Network. We are here at NextCon with Shema Hyder, the CEO of the Marketing Zen Group. Today I want to talk to you about an EMP threat. What is an EMP threat, and how can we make sure that we're protected and prepped and everything else in between? So with all of this talk about survival and prepping for EMP attacks, I want one of these. I want multiples of them. So where do I go to buy this box? And why do you think that we are not putting funding towards defense?
Because we're stupid.
That is perfect. That is the best answer. Do the Honest Company products come with any type of education for parents so that they...
Yeah, you know, our platform really is about education. So you can actually walk away with something.
Instead of reading this paper, you're like, I have no idea
how to pronounce those 20 ingredients and what does it all mean.
Right. They're going to question you. They're going to say, why are you putting that extra work into your schoolwork? Why are you putting that extra work at the gym when everyone's left and you're still shooting free throws? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? That's noise. That is noise. Hey guys, welcome back to The Buzz. I'm Erika. Well, this isn't something that is admitted in Hollywood often. According to People magazine, the story is totally false. It is clear to say that Mr. Affleck is a man of many traits. That's all for now. Make sure to keep checking back for more entertainment news. I'm sitting here with Dr. Peter Pry, and this is my second interview with you, so I'm so glad that you're back here sitting with me talking about EMP stuff.
Well, thank you so much for having me back. I love to be interviewed by you.
Oh, well, thank you. And it was so awesome to have you at the gala event last night. We have been having an amazing time here at NextCon 16 with some incredible speakers ranging from Guy
Patch, was that you asking about the drone footage?
Kawasaki, Steve Wozniak, Thomas Gorney, Pat Waters, and so many more. Because of your activity on social media, hashtag NextCon16 was not only trending on Twitter, but we have raised nearly $17,000 that Nextiva will donate to a local Arizona nonprofit. That is absolutely incredible. Thank you so much for being here. You were amazing on stage.
Thank you so much for having me. Pleasure to be here.
You love the fact that technology is here and just in everything. With that, how can you use technology to enhance the customer experience for businesses? Do you have any advice for that?
Yes.
So
Okay.
If you are not a confident person
100%.
and you're not really the person who will go outside of their box,
100%.
how would you recommend or tell someone, this is how you get outside of your box, this is how you stand out, this is how you become different with your company, with your business? What would you recommend to them?
It's easy. I call it find your yellow tux, and it's the best version of yourself.
And that is a wrap.
That's a wrap. That's a wrap.
That's a wrap!
All right, so we're at the NextCon, whatever that is. I had to go look it up. NextCon is a premier event designed for fleet management and procurement leaders in the construction industry. It focuses on addressing the challenges faced by finance and procurement professionals, offering insight on the economy, emerging trends, and strategies to secure a competitive edge. This event will take place from February 26th to 28, 2005 in Dallas. So that was the one that just went in 2025. Why are you talking about construction? Why are you talking about EMPs at a construction thing? That's kind of off to me. Either way, all right, cool. Why is Erika Kirk talking about EMPs? That's a little odd to me. Why is her face in these spaces? If that makes more sense, right? Why not have peers, like people of the same disciplines, right? As to how we interview people about their discipline, right? We're doing it from an informational standpoint. But with her now, she's always giving me this glamour vibe, this siren vibe, right? If you know what a siren is, then you could see how they put her face out there, and then you can look at her military connections through her people, right? Her mom, her daddy, the Fort Huachuca thing, the companies that they have, government contracts, running intel, running software. It's a little bit too close, right? And I don't believe in coincidences. Not even a little bit. Not even close. So it's not that this is somebody that exhibit an extreme amount of talent and got there by hard work, right? It looks like this person was placed there, nepotism, placed there to do a specific job, right? Let's say when you see spies, like we look at these old movies, they always have this nice, pretty lady that tricks the spy and like gets the information. She's like the honey trap type dude. That's the vibe I get from her, honestly. Honestly, I get that vibe. And this is the other video right here. This is the original one I wanted to show at the beginning.
Was terrorism. Top former energy official claims an attack on an American power grid was terrorism.
The Metcalf attack pointed out that the substations
Set up the Project Constitution.
are important parts of our national grid, but they're completely unprotected.
We have 5 major threats that make our grid extremely vulnerable that we've presented to congressional officials. One,
You know about the 5 threats of the EMPs, and you presented it. Because you're saying we, like a group, right? Y'all presented this. So who is y'all? Y'all presented it to officials.
one being our grid extremely vulnerable that we've presented to congressional officials. 1 being cyber, 2 being hackers, 3 being physical threats, 4th one is solar EMP, and the 5th one is man-made EMP. So the concern that we have is that we put out this critical information, and when we go over this risk analysis, they hear what we're saying, but
that's not your, you don't have a degree. This is so fucking weird, yo. Mob, what up, G? You don't have a degree in physics, in engineering, electrical engineering, and these things, but I guess you're on a committee or something with some company, which makes sense because the work that your mom does makes complete sense, right? Makes complete sense because of your connections to the military. That's why you are in these rooms briefing congressmen and all that shit. Briefing Congress. I'm telling you, something's really off with it. I'm telling you, something's really off, man. And I'm working it down, and I'm working it down, and I'm working it down, and I'm working it down. But something's extremely, extremely off with this girl. I got so much shit stashed in this damn vault. Oh, this is the Fort Huachuca guy. This is what this is. Board of directors. Phil Volley. This Fort Huachuca thing is nuts. It's kind of crazy, for real. Site, yeah. I think this is him right here. When they show a picture of him back in the G. General Paul Valley. Yeah, I think that's him. Fort Huachuca. Oh God, he's a Satanist too. Jesus Christ. This Anton LaVey. This Anton LaVey right here. Either way, I just wanted to show y'all that and show y'all how weird it is. And this is a multifaceted thing, right? This is what I call an octopus. I call it an octopus because there's so many different tentacles, there's so many different legs moving at the same time, right? To achieve a specific goal. That's gonna be part 2 to this. So whenever you see octopus, octopusier, like remove the U and just spell TPUSA in there, right? That's what I'm referring to. This multi-legged fight that's going on. It's weird. I'm telling you, it's weird. Pound for pound, it's weird as shit. But I'll reveal the octopus this week for y'all. Plus the Isaac Cappy show I got planned. I'm planning to knock out 4 this week, right? So bear with me. It's coming. Bear with me. It's definitely coming. Just grinding it out. Putting out the videos out there. People can see them, watch them, and then that's it. Like, share, subscribe it, right? But I have a really, really good video about pretty much what we talked about a while ago when we said that the audit scenario that Charlie Kirk requested, it was going to reveal the laundering, right, and much more, where the money was going, who was being paid, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I don't think Charlie's completely innocent per se, but when you look at Charlie, how dull-eyed he was over her, she could pull any string on him. And as a man, I've been dull-eyed over a woman, right? I've been head over heels, like they call it. So you could see how a honey trap setup will work easily for him, especially when you hear the story, when Candace relates the story and says, I remember when they met and how head over heels he was for her, and he was just smitten, et cetera, et cetera. All those things seem to make sense to me, right? Him being honey potted, she became his handler, controlling the whole scenario. We're about to dive into this other video real quick, right? It's not on here. I gotta load it. Gotta load it. I can't see you either. It's a lot. I'm telling you, it's a lot. And every time you feel like you enter a certain position and you get some sense and things start looking a little bit more squared away, it gets squirrely again. I'm telling you, it's a lot. It's so much. I can't. If I have to drop a video every day, which is impossible because I have a job. It would be impossible. Now with the North Korea thing, that's another one that goes off. That goes haywire. It goes completely haywire. But I found that drone footage. I forgot who was asking about it. I found the drone footage. And they said there wasn't no drones, but we found it. And I have it stashed right here, so whenever they show up, I got it ready for them. Close this down. Let me add this one right here. Share this tab. All right, boom, drop. All right, so we're about to watch, right? Is the Dankster. The Dankster starts doing some research. He does research. He does research. He does research, right? And it's insane that it's insane what he found, pretty much at the end of the day. And pretty much what was a finance was also doing the same thing. Started looking at the documents and the paperwork between the companies and tax filings and all that other stuff. And Dankster just ran with it. So this is more information coming out. More information coming out. While y'all pop in the room, you hear me? Hit the like button. Yeah, so you see, this is the crazy part right here. She's the driving force behind so much of these side mission, let's say, investigations that are happening. She's the absolute driving force behind it. She was the one who stamped it, certified it, got in front of the race, and everybody just followed, hauling ass right behind her. It's like when you're on the highway, right? All right, what up, G? It's like when you're on a highway, right? And you got the people that want to do 95 to 100. It's like 6 of y'all, and y'all lock in. Y'all just gunning it, right? In the state, just hauling ass. This is exactly what happened. She put on her blinker, got in the speeding lane, started making trails. Everybody else put on their blinker, started taking trails too. She's the exact catalyst, bro. Happy New Year's, bro. Good to see you out here in the new year with us, man. Welcome back to the town square. You know what to do. Village gang member for real. Everybody followed suit. And along this trail that she's taking us on, millions of people is watching. Millions are watching. But of those million people that's watching, spectating, commenting, right? Maybe 10%, maybe 1% of those people are running side missions and picking up information. Dumping it back and forth. Going back and forth with information. Did you see this? Hey, did you peep this? Do you know about this? Hey, I can show you this right here. Hey, look what I found. It's an information sharing web. And Jesse on Fire dropped a bomb on it the other day. I don't think I saved it though. I'm trying to shout him out about it. I do probably do it on the next video. But Jesse on Fire puts it together so well. Shout out to Jesse on Fire. He put it together so well and so neat that it made all the sense in the world, and how he described her being the catalyst to all these things. And pretty much she's pretty much feeding us, right? I know people that have bounced thousands of subscribers since Charlie Kirk got knocked, right? Thousands of subscribers. Thousands. If it was not for Candace, I don't care what nobody say. If it wasn't for Candace, those people would not have that bump. They may have got 1 or 2 here, right? They may have got 100 here, 150. I seen people get thousands. I've seen channels actually jump into the algorithm. I've seen it. So shout out to Candace for feeding the block. She the OG with the big pack. You feel me? And everybody just getting fed. So big salute to Candace. Stay the course. Pray for your safety as usual. Wow. Let's play the video though. This is the Dankster himself. Pretty intelligent dude, man. I like the Dankster. So far, I've probably seen 4 of his videos, and I like him. I think he's dope as shit. Big salute to you, man. Appreciate the work. I'm about to review your video.
So that means that they're giving a loan to this company, GGLF 2023 LLC. All right. This stopped me, and it made me, I had to go through it a few times because I didn't quite grasp. I had to reach out to a buddy of mine and ask him, because, you know, this isn't my wheelhouse. I'm not a tax advisor. You know what I mean? So this is new territory for me. But once I did, that's why it's taken me a few days to come out with this research, because this is something that shattered me when I realized what was going on. So look at this entry here. This is a loan to, okay, not from, it's name of interested persons. If it was for TPUSA, it would be of to TPUSA, okay? The interested persons for the loan is GGLF 2023 LLC. It's a loan for $350,000. And I'll zoom in there so you can see it. The original principal amount, okay, from Turning Point USA going over to something called GGLF 2023 LLC, as you can see right here. All right. Now, the purpose is a split dollar life insurance policy. All right. Loan to or from the organization. You have to understand what this means. All right. So the organization is always going to be referred to as TPUSA.
This is crucial. This part right here is very, very crucial. He's about to explain every single thing you need to know for the rest of this whole video. Right? He's about to explain it to you. So you got to pay attention for 2 seconds. And this makes all the sense in the world.
Because that is the organization that is filing this 990. So any entity or mention of organization is always going to be the organization filing the 990 or the documentation to IRS. So It says relationship with organization, purpose of loan, loan to or from the organization. It's from TPUSA to GGLF 2023. And it says this line right here, read it with me. It says entity owned by president or CEO of the organization. So relationship with the organization, this entity, the LLC, is the entity owned by the president and CEO of Turning Point USA for a split dollar life insurance policy. So it's a loan from TPUSA to this GGLF 2023 LLC that is owned, the LLC, GGLF is owned by the president standing of TPUSA for a split dollar life insurance policy. So they loaned money to GGLF, who is owning that company, which is the president and CEO of TPUSA, for the original principal amount of $350,000 with a balance due of $355,268, $355,000. All right. It doesn't say entity owned by Charlie Kirk.
That's the trick.
It doesn't say entity owned by Charles J. Kirk. Entity owned by president and CEO and or CEO. Do you understand what you're looking at? They didn't tie this to a person. Okay. Whoever holds this document, whoever holds the title of president and CEO of Turning Point USA owns this LLC. Charlie Kirk was the president and CEO. So Charlie Kirk controlled GGLF. You follow me, right? But what happens if Charlie Kirk isn't the president and CEO anymore? Because that person is just a title on this document. All right, look at it again with me. Entity owned by president, CEO. It has no name on it. And now I will say in the filing, okay, if we go to the initial filing, it doesn't have, because Wyoming doesn't require the names of the people. It's a kind of like Nevada, like Delaware, you've been seeing in the news lately on social media. They don't disclose who actually owns a company. It's secretly hidden behind the filing, right? So that's not disclosed. But the original filing of this was through a tax law firm, okay? So let's get back to this document and let's talk a little bit deeper about what this is. They didn't tie it to a person. They tied it to a title. Whoever holds that title.
And is it with the guy that was former military? Yes. Yeah. I'm definitely watching this closely. I saw it. Definitely saw it. I'm imagining. Yes, I do, bro. Absolutely. So you peeped it, right? There's no names, right? There's no names. There's titles. Titles, no names. So whoever holds the title is the beneficiary, the person who gets the loan. It doesn't matter the name of the person. As long as that person has the title, CEO of XYZ LLC.
Is the person who owns the LLC. Again, Charlie Kirk was CEO. He owned that LLC. He died. What happens if someone else holds the title of that LLC? Someone else controls GGLF. Someone else controls the loan to the life insurance policy. The money gets paid out to somebody else. That doesn't follow the person. It follows the title. The money follows the title. Why would...
Boom. It's a little bit more. Once you understand that concept, what he's about to, everything else here is going to make sense. Everything is going to make sense. Remember now, after Charlie got knocked, who became the owner and CEO of TPUSA?
Would you ever set it up that way? Why wouldn't you just write entity owned by Charlie Kirk? Unless you were planning for a scenario where Charlie Kirk wasn't the CEO anymore. Unless you were planning...
M Love, the wise owl of the year. What up, G? Big salute.
For something that exactly what had happened. All right, I'm going to show you the timeline so you can really understand what's happening. And so we can figure this out together, because I can't figure it all the way out. But I'll tell you what, I have figured out why Erika Kirk is the CEO, in my humble opinion, allegedly. So I need
For sure. Everything we're saying here is alleged.
you to pay attention because this is where it's going to get dark. All right. May 15th, 2023, the LLC of GGLF 2023, created in Wyoming, organizer of Stephanie L. Hooper. This was set up from Charleston, South Carolina tax attorneys who specialize in a specific type of tax law. Okay. Now, the founder is David Taylor, and I'm going to show you their firm's website, taylortaxlaw.com. All right. And an uncommon tax law firm. All right. And from the founder himself says, I'm motivated by taking on a problem which others have said is impossible to solve and which has a life-changing impact on our clients if solved. I solve the problem by exactly. You know what's interesting as well is that their staff has no mention of the people that sign the documentation as attorneys who actually are on the forms that you're going to see right now. Initial filing, okay? The initial filing for GGLF 2023 LLC from the Wyoming Secretary of State, it shows right here, limited liability company. The organization is GGLF 2023 LLC. The name and physical address of the registered agent is 30 North Gold Street, Suite R. Mailing.
What I gathered is this. Just like how people like to use Delaware for their LLCs, for whatever reasons, I guess they're loose with the LLC laws or its tax or whatever the case is. I think it's something also with Montana. I think Montana probably is the same way. Either loose with it, not taxed as heavily. It's something weird going on with those two states. I haven't figured out exactly what it is or why people tend to go that route, but
address is also that. So the LLC, GGLF,
Wyoming.
the loan company that
Wyoming, not Montana. Sorry, it's Wyoming.
took out the life insurance for the president and CEO of Turning Point USA is the same address signed by Stephanie L. Hooper, working for Taylor Foley Law, okay? Attorney at law, phone number and everything. This is so crazy. Stephanie L. Hooper, look at where this company is located at. This is important for all of us to understand so that we can go through this together and you can understand the situation that's being had right now. A $350,000 loan went to a building that has no company name on it for GGLF. It's registered to other companies and an art studio or what have you. Souvenir LLC is there instead. That's actually has business hours. So they're obviously a location. They have, I don't know. They have an entity, right? There's pictures and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know if there's even pictures, to be honest with you. Anyways, let me get back to the timeline. So back to the timeline. TPUSA loans $350,000 from TPUSA to GGLF. This is essentially for Charlie Kirk. All right. The loan is for Charlie Kirk. March 2024, an annual report was filed and everything is normal.
Insurance and taxes. Okay. It's something.
All right.
It's something.
Wyoming annual reported, submitted, active. May of 2025, Wyoming then sends a delinquent.
But you see, I think it's, but this is I want to see what the LLC has to come into play at. Insurance and that makes sense. I could dig that. I want to hear what the LLCs is. How the LLCs work over there.
Delinquency notice to GGLF 2023 LLC that nobody has paid, and those taxes of $60 is the amount owed. Then, so that's in May. Then, a month, 2 months later, 60 days later, the LLC is dissolved. So Wyoming dissolves GGLF for non-payment. $60 unpaid fee kills a multi-million-dollar structure. The beneficiary now does not exist. Okay. July 9th of 2025, $60. Nobody pays it. The entity.
Remember I was telling you how when you think shit makes sense, it just don't make fucking sense no more. You got a delinquency notice in May 25. 2 months later, pretty much, July, it's dissolved because you didn't pay the taxes on it, right? You see how this shit don't make sense and it start looking more grimy. So shit start looking more muddy, right?
holding a multi-million-dollar life insurance policy is dissolved over $60. Now, watch what happens next. September 10th,
multi-million generating business. LLC. Allegedly. They don't want to pay $60. Did not want to pay $60 that makes sense?
2025, Charlie Kirk is killed. When Charlie Kirk dies, the entity does not exist anymore, okay? He's dead. The LLC has been dissolved for 63 days, and insurance beneficiaries does not exist legally because there's no president or CEO of TPUSA technically on that date, right? LLC dissolves. A couple months later, 63 days later to be exact, I think it is, Charlie Kirk is assassinated. Then 8 days later, Erika Kirk becomes the CEO, the beneficiary of the life insurance policies company, which is a dead company. All right. She's named president/CEO of TPUSA 8 days after her husband's murder, now also owns and controls GGLF 2023 LLC. Let that sink in for a second. Okay. September 18th, 2025, 8 days after Charlie was killed, Erika Kirk was named president and CEO of Turning Point USA, which means that she owns LLC GGLF 2023. And then on December 3rd, okay, LLC is reinstated. Okay, someone brought GGLF back from the dead back to life. That person is Virginia Brown. There's no signature. It's a typed name. I have it right here. Okay, Wyoming Secretary of State, GGLF 2023 is effective dissolution 7/9/2025. And then December 3rd, 2025, Virginia Brown of the same Taylor tax law from registration. So they're running this registrations tax company out of, I guess, Wyoming, okay, for God knows why, filed 84 days after Charlie Kirk was killed. Someone filed the paperwork. Why? And why is it an attorney with no signature? And why is it a Wyoming company from an entity that's based out of Charleston, South Carolina called Taylor Tax Law? I stayed up for the last few days. Honestly, I've barely slept trying.
That shit makes sense. Don't that shit sound like scheme? I think that's why they use Wyoming. Wyoming's probably got them loose ass tax. Wyoming probably got some of them loose laws.
To figure out the answer.
That's what it sounds like to me, for real. That's what it sounds. That's what it sounds like to me, because Wyoming is so loose with it that attorney that's possibly on a retainer has the ability and the authority to revive it. Right? You could give your lawyer a privileges to act on your behalf, because I had to go to court and speak on your behalf, because that attorney didn't wet sign it and just digi-signed it. I'm pretty sure that was digitally filed. But we're moving on. That's not even the that's just potatoes, right? Let's stick to the protein. None of that shit makes sense. You didn't pay the 60 bones for it, so it dissolved. Charlie gets knocked. She's named the CEO. Now it stood back up. Why do you think it stood back up? Does it make sense to you? Exactly. The more the shit carries on, is the more the shit look planned. The more it carries on, the more it looks planned and schemed.
To the question, why December 3rd? Why midnight? And what deadline were they racing against? Again, 7/9/2025, they were dissolved. 12/3/2025, they were reinstated. This is the life insurance policy company that received the loan from TPUSA. This is already self-dealing, okay? President of TPUSA gave himself a loan to his own LLC in the name of $350,000. which is illegal, that is a way for you to receive money without paying taxes. And who is going to question you loaning? Say your founders and all the other people, donors, they're not going to ask you and dive deeper in.
All right, let's see what we got. Why Wyoming is popular for LLCs. Strong privacy protection. Wyoming does not require owners or members to be listed publicly. You can't form an LLC without your name showing up in public databases. This attracts investors, unlike businesses, and asset protection focused owners. Hyper business friendly. Wyoming, no state income taxes. Profits pass through to owners without any extra state law. Wow. Wyoming has no personal or corporate state income tax. Very low formation cost, low manual report fee, often $60. All right, look at this shit right here. Right here. Low fees and simple maintenance. Let me large it up. Low fees and simple maintenance. First bullet. Very low formation cost. Low annual report fee, often $60. Minimal paperwork compared to states like Cali or NY. The next bullet. Strong asset protection, charging order protections. Wyoming pioneered LLCs charging over protection. Creditors generally can seize LLCs assets directly, make it attractive for real estate, holding companies, high-risk individuals. Business friendly court and laws. Wyoming, of course, still have contract clarity and business stability, less hostile regulatory environment than many other blue states. No residency requirement. You do not have to live in Wyoming. Anyone can form a Wyoming LLC from anywhere in the United States or international. There you go. You ask, that's the fucking answer. That's why they use Wyoming.
To a company you gave in $350,000 to, probably not very typical. All right. I'm sure big organizations give loans all the time to other companies, but GGLF 2023 served one or two purposes. There's two avenues here, and we're going to get deeper into it. But you must know that 90 days after Charlie Kirk had been killed would be December 9th, okay? Which is 6 days before this was signed, okay, by Virginia Brown, 6 days before. Under ERISA regulations, insurance companies have to make a decision on life insurance claims within 90 days of receiving the claim, okay? If you file a claim on the day that someone dies, the insurance company has 90 days until to pay or deny. So September 10th plus 90 days equals December 9th. December 3rd is 6 days before December 9th. But here's the thing. When Charlie Kirk died, GGLF was dissolved. It did not exist. Insurance companies cannot pay death benefits to an entity that does not exist. If the insurance company runs a basic check, all they do, they would see that the beneficiary LLC was dissolved. It's dead and gone, so they don't have to pay it out. But within 90 days, if they have and also keep in mind, they would have to redirect the payout to the estate. That doesn't necessarily mean that just because the LLC is dissolved, that they're not required to honor the payout.
Yep.
That's not necessarily true. Yep. But it would say that they would have to directly pay the beneficiary instead of the LLC covering up who the money's going to. Yep. Do you understand? Although it does say that the LLC is the president/CEO, only the owner. Who owns GGLF LLC? Again, the person that reinstated it is Virginia Brown, but this is an attorney. All right. The actual person who owns it is the president and CEO. Who was the president and CEO of TPUSA on December 3rd of 2025? Erika Kirk. She became CEO 8 days after Charlie Kirk was killed. 76 days before the reinstatement. So when the LLC was brought back to life at 12:05 a.m., I don't understand the urgency here. Why is it at 12:05 a.m.? We could find it right here, 12:07 a.m. I'm sorry. Wyoming on this third day of December 2025 at 12:07 a.m. has been filed for reinstatement. Do you see it now? Erika Kirk, it's her LLC. It wasn't Charlie's LLC anymore. It's not. Do you see why she's the CEO? If they're supposed to pay out $20 to $50 million to...
If it said Charlie's not here anymore. You dig it? All a person has to do, it could be me, it could be Mix, it could be Art, it could be M Love, it could be Reaper, it could be anybody. As long as they hold a title of CEO and owner of that specific LLC, that's who the payout is going to. The title, not the individual's personal name.
To this organization that was taking money from donors into this as a loan, using it as a life insurance policy. It dissolved. I don't understand that part in particularly. That's way out of my depth. But I do understand the fact that the president it's not named Charlie Kirk, because you can't give a loan from TPUSA to Charlie Kirk's company. That isn't the way it works, because then he's not, like, first, they haven't even paid it back. There's still a debt on it. There's still a debt on the loan as of this time, as of the filing. All right. So all the way as of through 2024, they haven't paid anything. So that means two things: that Charlie Kirk had received money, or the Charlie Kirk, the president and CEO, has received money, which was Charlie Kirk. And that way you don't have to explain to anybody that you're receiving more funds than your allowed income, that your salary. So this is double dipping. All right. Not only that, they use that double dipping funds as life insurance policy money in case something happens, or if it was planned.
This is wild.
Now,
this is wild as shit. But we see why they use Wyoming. How loosey-goosey Wyoming is with their law, right? How friendly they are with businesses. We actually see why.
Step one, Charlie Kirk dies, okay? Step two, GGLF is dissolved, has been since July. The beneficiary does not exist. Step three, someone needs to find and file an insurance claim, but the beneficiary is dead, all right? Then you move to step four. Someone realizes we need to resurrect the LLC. All right. So they had Virginia Brown do it. Who owns it? The president and CEO of Turning Point USA. Then Charlie Kirk is dead, which is step five. 8 days after Charlie dies, Erika becomes the president and CEO. Step seven. Now Erika owns GGLF. Now Erika can reauthorize the instatement. Step eight. The Charleston attorneys, the same ones who set this up in 2023, file the reinstatement at 12:05 a.m., 6 days before the insurance deadline. And then step nine, the GGLF exists again, so it makes the entity able to obtain the payout of the life insurance as opposed to the direct beneficiary. Then you have the insurance paying out $20 to $50 million. That money goes to GGLF, and it's hidden behind the actual LLC.
I don't know how much Candace was actually tracking on this, right? No clue. But a while back, she said that people need to go back to TPUSA and request a refund. I don't know if she was tracking this already. No clue. But when you hear information like this come out, and you see all the muddiness, you see all the fog, you see all the trickery, all the dodging, all the skimmy scam shit, all the flim flam shit, I tend to agree with her on that sentiment, that people actually do need to go and request a refund, thinking that they're giving their money to a LLC that is doing square business.
There's no name that we can find there because it's part of the state tax law. GGLF is owned by the president and CEO of TPUSA. The president and CEO is Erika Kirk. Okay. She didn't become CEO because she was qualified. She didn't become CEO because it was Charlie's dying wish. She became the CEO because that's how this was structured to work. That's how the money moves. Okay. She needed the title to own the LLC. Yep. She needed the LLC to collect the insurance, and she needed the insurance to get the $20 to $50 million payout. That is why Erika Kirk is the CEO of Turning Point USA. And it gets worse. There's actually a legal doctrine in Wyoming called relation back. When you reinstate a dissolved LLC in Wyoming, the law treats it as if the LLC was never dissolved. So it relates back to the date of dissolution, which means legally GGLF is now treated as if it was existed from July 9th through today, which means legally. So that's, through that timeline, that's why it was established within the 90 days. It never dissolved in the first place, which means legally the beneficiary was valid at the time of death. You get what I'm saying? Even though it wasn't, because of the loophole law, for the fact that if you back and resolve the dissolution, you reinstate the LLC, then that means that it was as if Charlie Kirk, who was the president and CEO, who died on September 10th of 2025, even though it dissolved in July, because of the state law on taxes, that means that Charlie Kirk is the beneficiary or the person who gets paid out. And that means that it goes into the LLC's hands. All right. So even though the LLC was dissolved 63 days before,
this should look planned as fuck. The more it goes on, it looks super planned.
Where he was killed, they resurrect.
That's the reason why people say they don't think that he's really gone. This lends credence to that argument. I think he's really gone. I really do think he's gone. I don't think he's here anymore. But this lends credence to it. The reason why I don't think he's not here anymore is because of the audit scenario. Him requesting the audit. It's been confirmed a couple times already. Right? Yes, I did write it down already. Right there. Octopus. This is octopus. This is a huge red flag, though.
It to rewrite history, and they used legal fiction to make a dead company look alive again based off of the relation back doctrine to validate a beneficiary that didn't exist when the insured person died. And the only way any of this works is if Erika Kirk is the CEO, because that's who owns the LLC, because that's who controls the money,
and she became the CEO prior to the 90 days expiration.
Entity owned by president/CEO of Turning Point USA, right here. Okay. So let me ask you something. Why did they let it dissolve in the first place? $60, a $350,000 structure holding a life insurance to pay tens of millions, and they let it die over $60?
Exactly.
TPUSA has $150 million in revenue before that. Okay. So 800 employees, lawyers, accountants, the Charleston tax attorneys who set this whole thing up. Remember, I mentioned to you what they do. They specialize in uncommon law practices for taxes.
That's what they said.
All right.
That's what their website said. Proud, boastfully, boasting proud on their website.
For 2 months, from May to July, nobody paid $60 for this life insurance policy. I do not believe that's an accident. I think that it was dissolved on purpose. What if the LLC needed to be dissolved while Charlie was alive? What if the only way to transfer control of GGLF from Charlie to Erika was to let it die, make Erika CEO, and then bring it back?
Because of the law. Because if Charlie was still alive, Charlie would still be the CEO. But because Charlie's not here anymore and it dissolved, right? Now it's open again. You understand? Because of the law that says it's never really dissolved. If Charlie was alive, it would still be Charlie in Charlie's name. But because Charlie's not here anymore, and it's filed as Erika being the CEO under the title, because remember, it's not under a name, it's under a title. So now she is holding the title of CEO. She gets the payout. Which, if I'm tracking correctly, coming from TPUSA, most likely means it was donation money that they used from TPUSA to buy the policy, to get the loan. This is wild as fuck.
What if the dissolution wasn't negligence?
Boogeyman 136. All right, cool. Quick rundown. In the loan document, right, from TPUSA, TPUSA gave a loan to GGLF, right? Now, TPUSA money is made from donation money. And this is what I gathered, right? This is what I gathered. TPUSA makes their money from donations. So they took the donation money and put the loan to pay off the insurance under GGLF. So GGLF gets the payout from the insurance, which is worth $350K, which they had to pay $350K into the insurance policy to get the 10 to 20 mil, whatever it was. So now that Charlie's not here anymore, the title that just says CEO is not a name. It doesn't say Charlie Kirk. It doesn't say Erika Kirk. It just says CEO of GGLF, meaning whoever holds the title of CEO of GGLF, that LLC company, gets the payout. What's the point if you can't spend the money? They get she will get the tax money because the money went to buy a life insurance policy. So she'll get the life insurance policy money. It was it's on the title. So whoever holds the title of CEO or owner, it could have been you, it could have been me, it could have been M Love, it could have been anybody. Whoever holds the title of GGLF CEO and owner gets to control the payout, gets the payout of the insurance. You dig it? It could have been anybody. But because they have that thing that says it's not technically really dissolved, that law, whatever he just brought up, that makes sense. What she get? Yeah, oh yeah, she got hella bread. She got bread. We're not even talking about merch or the money that was made from people donating to the funeral and to the cause and all that after he died, right? We're talking about if we just talking about that life insurance policy, yeah, they got paid out. For sure.
Because I don't think it was. This was carefully planned. What if it was the plan? I want to be very careful here. I'm not accusing anyone of any heinous acts. There's an accused shooter in custody.
Right.
There's going to be a trial. I'm not accusing Erika Kirk of knowing about all of this structure.
Right.
I don't know what she knew. I don't know what was told to her. Okay.
Sure.
I don't know her involvement. I'm not saying this was murder for money. I'm not saying this was money for, being ready for this situation.
What's up, Red?
But I am saying that the structure was built specifically like this, and I'm saying it was activated exactly as it was designed, just as Taylor Foley Law says they do uncommon tax law practices. I'm saying, who knew is what I.
Yo, we're about to close out sooner, but y'all already know what time it is. Hit the like button, pull up here to the town square where all is clean and all is fun and all is fair. Yo, this shit stinks to the fucking high heavens. I don't care what nobody say. This shit stinks to the high heaven. Like I keep telling you, every time you get to this pocket where you think things are squared away and it all starts to make sense, it fucking falls apart. Every time you think you're dealing with a ravioli, it's all squared away, it turns to fucking spaghetti. I'm telling you. This shit is wild, yo. But y'all already know what to do. Hit them like buttons, like, share, subscribe, put this joint in the algorithm. More is coming. I'm about to shoot part 2 soon. And I got to shoot the Isaac Cappy video. I appreciate y'all hanging out either early in the morning or hella late at night with me, dog, over here at the town square, FDNHT, full drinking and half thinking. Your humble host, nice him, Trin, Slim. And I'm built to win. I'm Granny's baby. I am numero uno. You take yourself so you can take the people that surround you. And love yourself so you can love the people that is around you. This thing in life is a marathon. It's not a sprint. Train every day. Like the marathon is tomorrow. When you're ready, you just don't got to get ready. You don't got to be scared. Just make sure you be prepared. You dig it? We about to close out, G. Yo, hit them buttons. I see y'all soon. Part 2 is coming. Isaac Cappy is coming. And have I got something else in the vault I'm working on. Trying to get an interview done. Trying to knock out my first interview of the year. I'm reaching out to some people soon. But y'all know what it is, man. Y'all know it's a love thing for sure. I see y'all soon. You already know. Look at that. 1 hour perfectly. Everybody that stayed up kicking it. Mod of the year. Yo. Wise man of the year. You.